Hey everyone, this is Geeky Panda here on the Geeky Panda Developer. Hey guys, with another video. Actually, kind of my Panda's opinion video. Now, a friend of mine, she actually asked because I uploaded a dating tips video. She actually asked, "Can you make a video about talking about geeks dating other geeks?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I could do that because I talked a little bit about geeks. You know, when you're trying to date someone who's not a geek, results can be very mixed at best." So. As such, again, this is my personal opinion. So, when geeks date other geeks, don't think that when you're dating another geek, it's the instant cure-all thing. Like, oh, I'm dating another geek, and this relationship's going to be 10 times more awesome. Well, hold the phone here. First off, you still, this is a relationship. This is the dating life. You're still, the rules still apply. Just because they're a geek doesn't mean you're going to have the best relationship ever. It's still, stuff like personality, what you guys do together, spending time together. It's still, you gotta still have those things there. Like, and even then, the term geek is, let's take this for example. Let's say this guy, he is a huge geek, like so much of a geek where he's so deep in it where the sun don't shine. And he said to himself, "Oh, I will rather date someone who is another geek at least, to make it easier." So he sets off to find another geek. He finds another geek, this girl, and she is geeky in her own right, but not as geeky. But he decides to go for it anyways. Later on, it turns out that she wasn't really a geek at all. She did like some geeky things, as far as video games and certain TV shows, but that was really it. She wasn't, per se, she was another person in a sense. Like, you could be easily trapped in something like that, where you really should get to know them first, especially their geek side, before you start jumping in. Just because they play video games, they're into certain shows, or they watch anime, doesn't mean necessarily that they are hardcore. It just means that they just do that stuff. You gotta figure out the person more. This is why relationships should start off as friendships and then see what happens from there. And when geeks date other geeks, there's different types of geeks out there. There are geeks who rather play video games, geeks who rather watch anime, geeks who really enjoy reading certain books, geeks who really enjoy watching TV shows or movies, and or they certainly can overlap each other, definitely. But at the same time, let's say you're a gamer, but you're dating a person who is more of a, let's say a book geek, like something of the Lovecraft, and stuff, where yeah, you both are geeky in your own right, you both are passionate, but just in two separate areas. Certainly, each of the areas can overlap a little bit depending on the game with the book, but in a technical sense, you're two different people you're two different people, like technically two different subcategories in a whole section, in a sense, if that were to make any sense. Now, again, folks, personality, you gotta make sure that it goes with the flow with yours, that it is compatible. If this person you're dating is like, oh, I'm dating her because I'm dating this person. Why are you dating this person? Because she's a geek. Anything else? No, that's basically it. It's kind of, you're dating them for just one thing, and not like, let's say you're attracted to their personality, their looks, their passion, something there, something, people. And you also have to remember, just because they're a geek, granted, there's going to be me time. Let's face it, relationships, there always should be a me time. But this is a shared experience. This is a cooperative experience. So you gotta have to share it with them. If, try mixing it up a bit. Have geek nights, board games, card games, hell, cards, gather a group of friends, Cards Against Humanity, or play Munchkins together. Gather, play each other in like Smash Bros. Or, Mario Party or shit, or something, or watch an awesome movie together. Go out, grab a bite to eat. Just because you both are geeky doesn't mean that you can just sit there doing your thing together. Sometimes you need something more than that. Mix it up a bit. You should definitely go out somewhere, grab a bite to eat together. Every relationship can't only be in the house. Granted, some relationships are kind of like that, but it's good to go outside into the sunlight, breathe in that fresh air. So, as such, it really depends on the person and the compatibility with the other person. And stuff like simple things like Physical attraction, mental, sexual, the geek attraction, it's geared, to a specific hobby. And then, how passionate are you? Like, if you're a really passionate geek and you're dating someone who technically who is a geek but not as passionate or as knowing as you, wouldn't that seem kind of like, oh, I gotta have to teach them to help them understand? Because again, I've been in relationships where I'm a huge fucking geek. Let's just say that for a fact. And I date girls who I get so excited over certain things that when they see me, they're like, "Oh, you're really excited," and I'm like, "I don't know what you're excited about, though." I'm like, I have to kind of explain. I have to kind of lay it out, like, bam, like, but they know I'm really excited, but they just can't understand. So if you're dating a geek, you're hoping like, oh, they'll understand. Like, no, sometimes they won't. Sometimes they won't, people. You gotta listen. So, geeks dating other geeks, it'll generally be better, but again, same rules apply when it comes to dating and relationships. You can't just be like, oh, she's a geek. I could be lazy in the relationship. No, you gotta keep working at it. This is simple stuff here. So, and yeah, that's about it for today. I should say, this is definitely an interesting topic. And personally, a geek, if you're a geek and if you want to date other geeks, go for it. If you want to date a normal person, go for it. You can date whoever you want because this is you. I personally would like to date other geeks, but I'm open to dating other women who have other passions in other areas, just as long as we're compatible with each other and we have time for each other. And sometimes it's best not to limit your options. Best to see what's out there. Keep an open mind. Who knows? You might end up finding someone who might be as geeky as you, or with a little luck, a little teaching, and some time, she might turn out to be a big geek just for you. So, that's it for today. Post on in the comment box of what you think. Geeks dating other geeks. Is it easier? Is it harder? Post on your opinions right there. If you like this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can be up to date and notified when I release new content. And above all else, this is the Geeky Panda here on the Geeky Panda Vlog. Saying to remember, stay geeky, my friends.